If you thought all this talk about digital goods and wealth was just some sort of nerdy fad, then think again, because now even major retail space is going all in on its virtual reality. And yes, that even includes Walmart. So for today's video, I'm going to cover what exactly an NFT is. We're going to break it down to very simple terms. I'm going to cover why these things are so popular and all the attention that has been driven to this new concept or this idea. And most importantly, why 2022 will be the best year so far for NFTs because of major companies like Walmart. And make sure you stick around towards the end of the video, because at the end, I'm going to talk about some of the top websites people are using out there right now in order to buy and sell these NFTs on. So for the sake of common sense, I'm going to try to keep things simple and straight to the point. So let's start from the very beginning. NFT stands for Non-Fungible Token. Fungible meaning something that's interchangeable or not unique. For example, if you gave me a $20 bill and I gave you 20 $1 bills, it all equals $20. It may be different far as what we hold in our hand, but the value is the same, meaning it's fungible, it's interchangeable. Non-fungible is quite the opposite. It's something that means it cannot be substituted or traded because it's not the same. For example, if you and I have the same make and model of a car, your car may have more miles on it, and my car may have some type of defect that is unknown to each of us. So in reality, the car is not the same, meaning it's non-fungible because it can't be traded for the same value. So if we look at other examples of non-fungible assets, it could include real estate, artwork, and yes, even digital art. So when we look at an actual NFT, it's a digital certificate that is stored on a blockchain the same way your favorite cryptocurrency is stored right now. So really, an NFT is a way we show ownership of a certain digital file that you or I may own. Take an expensive piece of painting, for example. The original painting is obviously worth more than any other copy that's ever been produced, because pieces of expensive art are typically accompanied with a certificate that someone has vouched or indicated that that piece of art is the original and it's been authenticated. So when we have a digital file, how do we prove that that file belongs to us or we own that piece of artwork? And more importantly, why would someone pay either $1 or up to $100 million for that digital file when we could just go to Google or some other website, take a screenshot and download it and use it? So here's why. First off is really ownership. People want to have that verifiable feeling that they own something. The second reason is collections. Just as we see with rare cars or that expensive artwork, people want to show off or own collections of certain things. And now as we've become more involved in the digital world, the same applies to that. We're starting to see new forms of digital collections take off. And third, it's all about social status. Again, just like a rare car or an expensive artwork, people, celebrities, rich people, it doesn't matter who you are, they want to show off and brag about what they own so that other people can see. However, unlike a Lamborghini or a Rolls Royce, digital artwork is something we can share on either Twitter, on Instagram, the list goes on. And it still applies to the same fundamentals of people wanting to show off and brag about what they own. And as with anything, as you have the collections or something that starts to take a little bit of attraction in social media or the entire world, celebrities start to get involved, and that's where it starts adding more attention and more value to these things. For example, NBA superstar Steph Curry purchased a Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT for over 55 Ethereum, which equals, at the time, to $180,000. Then you have Logan Paul, who's either an influencer or a boxer. He really doesn't know what he is right now. But what he does know is he's filthy rich, because Logan Paul gained attention when he sold over $5 million worth of NFTs related to Pokemon. Now hold on and bear with me for a minute. It gets worse. Back in August, he tweeted that he spent over $60,000 and $95,000 respectively on a digital rock NFT. Yes, I said that correctly the first time, a digital rock. At this point, you think to yourself, where did I go wrong in life? But when a YouTuber like Logan Paul that has over 23 million subscribers on YouTube buys or sells a digital rock for $60,000 or $95,000, it brings so much attention to this market. So the biggest question people now have in mind is it fad or if it's the future? And I say it's the future, and here's the proof. Forget about the fact that celebrities and athletes like Steph Curry or Logan Paul have jumped in and started buying and selling and creating all this buzz and excitement to the NFTs. Major retailers, these established companies, are starting to jump in, and that bodes very well for this market. In an article by CNBC, Walmart announced they were jumping into the metaverse with plans to offer its own cryptocurrency and NFTs, or non-fungible tokens. This past month alone, they filed over 7 different separate trademark applications in order to achieve this goal. In that same article, retailers like Gap and Under Armour have already started to release their own NFTs with art associated to their brands. So you may be asking yourself, what exactly does this mean now? Here's what it means. When a billion-dollar company like Walmart decides to jump into this industry or to this new idea, it means there is money to be made. Walmart is not getting into any industry right now if it doesn't provide them a way to bring in more revenue. But it's not just major retail companies like Walmart and Gap and Under Armour that are getting involved. Even the sports industry has a seat at the table. The NBA, the NFL, and the NHL have all jumped into this NFT craze. Similar to trading cards that were very popular years ago, now the NBA and all these sports are starting to transition to NFTs, which in reality is kind of the same thing. With sports NFTs, you really get the chance to own a particular moment or a piece in sports history. Take this slam dunk by LeBron James, for example. We can watch it on YouTube, we can watch it on Instagram, we can share it on text, social media, but someone can actually own the rights to that particular moment in sports history. So let's talk about value. If you own that particular moment of LeBron James dunking that basketball and you decide you want to sell it, depending on the market for it, you can set your price at $1 or 100,000 US. It doesn't matter. Now let's say I want to purchase that particular NFT that you are selling. If I'm willing to pay $1,000 and you're selling it for $1,000, then I buy that from you. If you have it listed for $1,000 and I say, hey, I don't think it's worth that, it's only worth $500,000, I don't buy it and you may not sell it. It's all what the market or the industry deems the value to be. It's the same of any concept or idea or product right now in the world. Take a pickup truck or a car. If the dealership is selling it for $55,000 and you don't want to pay $55,000 for that truck, or you don't think it's worth $55,000, you don't have to pay it. If the dealership does not sell it for $55,000, well then they may lower the price to $50,000, meaning which someone may think that's a better value. Thus, they purchased a truck for $50,000, and in their mind, they saved $5,000. The simple concept of supply and demand of economics still applies to even NFTs in the digital market. But the NBA isn't the only major sports that is getting involved in this market. The NFL and the NFL Players Association have recently agreed to exclusive digital video highlights, or NFTs, for the NFL fans. In an article by CNBC, the NFT market had over $10 billion in transaction volume just in the third quarter of 2021. The truth is, this thing is not dying down. This thing is not going away. It's not some fad. This is part of the future. Yes, celebrities and all the hype over a digital rock may kind of subside and the tension may not be the same. But with major sports and major companies like Walmart getting involved, it tells us one thing. There's money to be made, and while there's money to be made, the thing is not going to collapse. So now we have a general idea of what exactly an NFT is. How do we buy and or sell them? Since I started getting into the NFT market, I use a website called OpenSea. Now, OpenSea is very user-friendly and allows you to explore or create and upload your own image in order to sell it. You can search by image, music, and even sports categories. Now, there are a few other sites like Nifty Gateway and SuperRare.com that do the same thing. OpenSea happened to be the first site that I started using, and it's very similar. If you have an iPhone or Android, you're kind of particular biased towards that particular website because you're more comfortable with it. Now, keep in mind, if you do start using sites like OpenSea, you have to have a digital wallet because it only accepts Ethereum, so you have to have that cryptocurrency in order to buy and sell. It's not something you can upload and pay through your Visa or MasterCard. Now, if you're a crypto nerd like I am, you can even buy your Decentraland NFTs with mana tokens on these other sites. Guys, this really is the black hole of the digital world. It's exciting, it's fun, and it's also confusing at times. But the reality is, This thing is not going away next week or next month. It is here to stay in some sort of fashion. I hope you enjoyed watching the video. I hope it opened your eyes to the new digital world. I hope you learned something. As always, feel free to drop a comment. Make sure you like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. And we'll see you on the next one. Later.